Alright guys, welcome back to another video you're watching right now from my YouTube channel. So today actually we're back with a different kind of video than talking about Honkai Star Rail. So if you guys didn't know, my last video I was talking about the anti-free-to-play norms of Honkai Star Rail. So today we're here to actually talk about Genshin Impact basically. So if you guys didn't know, Genshin Impact is also in the same criteria with somewhat similar to how Honkai Star Rail situation is, but the free-to-play situation over here in this game is actually very huge because people who are in the meta actually find that the developers actually fail to provide enough characters, enough for them to actually pull apparently, which is becomes a common issue that most people always feel like, man, like in Natlan, Mavuika is a pretty good unit that I want to get. Sitlali is a very good unit I want to get. Zilonen is a very good unit I want to get. But who else actually should I get other than all three of them? It's nothing absolutely, you know. So Genshin Impact has these kind of problems. When Genshin Impact was first launched, it had a lot of big time issues facing in terms of quality of life that the game was lacking to provide for players to actually properly have, because Honkai Star Rail was another game that launched later and it felt that the quality of life in Honkai Star Rail was actually very big, and the quality of life in Honkai Star Rail is a lot more better than Genshin Impact basically. And comparing to Genshin Impact's quality of life with Honkai Star Rail on a comparison is big, yeah. But we're not here to compare both games together basically. What happens here in currently right now in Genshin Impact is people who compare it with other games is one of the biggest point of issue that the community is not willing to rethink what they are doing is wrong basically. Social medias right now all across about Genshin Impact is always like Genshin could never do this, Dawe may cry, this, that, and always complaining about the devs and complaining and teasing the devs and doing a lot of insults about the devs about how Genshin Impact is. But in all honesty, it's a two different kind of franchise in a two different kind of universe. There's a lot of people who are out there who is not willing to know that how Genshin Impact should not be compared with other games like that. Although they are two different universes, and still people need to know that how two different universes are completely different and should not be compared between each other. Yeah, it is the same company overall in Genshin Impact. It's the same company that handles Endless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact and stuff. But are they same game in the same universe? No. The quality of life in each game is different because it is three different kind of games that they are different in three different types of ways. But what people fail to actually realize that all three different games doesn't need to be necessarily having a competition on being one of the best quality of life type of games that people are looking forward towards. And this is the issue that Genshin Impact's community is not willing to take into consideration and rethink about how they enjoy Genshin Impact as a game then right now. And so if you guys didn't know, Genshin also faces another kind of issue. So in Genshin Impact, there's a total of 8 patches, and not all 8 patches have a really broken character that most meta players who would always want to pull and get basically. Like I said before, in Natlan, the meta players that wanted to pull for characters were aiming towards Zilonen, which is this character right now I'm playing, this character. Then later people pulled in Sid Lally because she's a very good support for characters like Mabuika, which is the Pyro Archon of Natlan, and she has great support abilities and stuff like that. Yeah, and then of course the Archon itself, which is the Pyro Archon, she's more like a Himeko basically. Yeah, so this is what most meta people actually aim towards, and the rest of the nation of Natlan, people complained that there was no characters to pull basically, because people are looking towards having the most broken characters, always having towards having more meta characters, which the meta in this game is more slower than other games like Honkai Star Rail, because Honkai Star Rail is a totally different universe, and we have already talked about that game in a different video. So if you guys haven't seen that video, make sure to go into my YouTube channel and look into that two videos that I recently just did. So Genshin Impact is very slow in meta. It's not the type of game that where in 8 patches you would be seeing 2 new characters back to back, or a total of 18 characters would be out and there's no filler. In Genshin Impact there's more rerun characters, more chronicles become a thing, more reruns, and less new characters come out. So the nation launched with Molani, Chaska, and those kind of characters that provide good DPS and support capabilities and stuff like that. Less DPS, more support capabilities, and has a huge wide variety range of characters that provide huge free-to-play options in the game basically. You can have a huge amount of 4-star characters in the game like Singchu, Bennett, other characters that are 4 stars in the game. That becomes a huge free-to-play options for people who are in the meta phase of Genshin Impact, and also for the people that are not in the meta also feel that it's an amazing to have, because of how generally the comp and the teams become strong as it is. Even when you're playing Theta, even when you're playing Abyss and stuff like that, the new characters are good, but it doesn't have this issue where like Honkai Star Rail has, where you need to have 4 5-star characters in one team comp, and you need to have them in a complete 4 gold type of character. Of course, the one you see right now, that what I'm using, is basically just for fun. You don't need to have these kind of characters. Mabuika is a DPS that fits in many different kind of team comps, and she can easily avoid that, which is not the case in what happens in other games. Apparently, it is not, because it's different in other games that you see in the Hoyoverse franchise. But in Genshin Impact, this is not really the case. Yeah, if you don't need to have complete 4-star, 5-star characters in one team comp to have a premium team. You can completely have any kind of 4 stars to use, and they work enough basically. And this is one of the issues that Genshin Impact faces right now in the current era, and it faces a lot of backlash and a lot of drama and a lot of people that do not really like it. So they go back to the devs and attack the devs, saying Genshin could never. So Genshin could never was actually a very popular meme that's been happening for the past 2 to 3 years, ever since Honkai Star Rail was launched, because people estimate the quality of life, performance and gameplay that's happening in Honkai Star Rail, and they compare it with Genshin Impact and feel like yeah, Genshin could just never do this basically. That's how things just started up, and until today Genshin faces a lot of backlash and insults and stuff like that, comparing to Honkai Star Rail, which is actually dumb, but this is how the reality is right now, which is one of the main issue with what the devs are dealing with right now in Genshin Impact basically. Although we know that Hoyoverse is one company, but they have different kind of teams to run each different game. So Genshin team is different, Honkai Star Rail team is different, and Zenless Zone Zero team is different. So each game has a different team and different kind of way to be balanced and optimized, and different kind of stuff for each. They're not the same. And what people fail to realize is how they want to look into each games and not compare each games together, and how they should not actually insult each other game and put each games into different perspective of their self, and not always compare each games and insult each other, saying this game could never, this game this, that game that, this that this. They are like that and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's one of the main issue right now in Genshin Impact. But overall, through all of that, the devs have been working their best to improve this game. They have added quite a lot of quality of life overall the past few years. They have been completely focusing on the best characters. So more than Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact has extremely huge um, amount of free-to-play options, norms basically. In other words, yeah, the free-to-play norms basically.
Rise with the sun.
This game has a huge amount of free-to-play norms, and more people that did not know actually this game is what a lot of people really like a lot, because it's not out there who are compared to Honkai Star Rail or other kind of games that has this kind of issues where you feel like you have to always be pulling for characters like 5-star characters to make a team, or they would have like so many different DPS in just 2 to 3 patches where you'd end up be like, who is the right team, how to make the right DPS, how to make the right support, who is the right support, who is actually the healer, and who is the characters and stuff like that, which is not the biggest issue that becomes in Genshin Impact basically. They focus on one DPS, and ends up that you can use any kind of supports in the 4-star category and completely go over it. You don't really need to have any kind of issues like that in this game. So people really love this game in a way. This game has quite a lot of people that play that really love because of that, because it's not competing with other games, and also it becomes the problem with people who want that kind of stuff to happen in this game, people who want the things that happening in Honkai Star Rail kind of norms to happen in Genshin Impact because they like it basically. But a lot of people in general that play this game since launch love this game because they have a huge preference you can make quite easily to who you want to get slowly, who you want to pull, what teams you want to make, have any kind of 4-star characters to make the team work, any kind of characters you can make. You don't even need to pull, or you can just go with the characters and keep up basically. The game has these kind of options, and it doesn't really lean in with other games like Honkai Star Rail in general. And this is what the current era is all about right now. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below about this, all of this thoughts by the way, and tell me that what you guys actually think about Genshin Impact. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in another video next time on another one. Bye bye. Thank you. See ya.